30 main key takeaways from chapters 7 to 9 of 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. For each takeaway, a real-life example or story is provided, either drawn from the book's insights or illustrated by well-known startup experiences. Chapter 7, Follow the Money. Embrace the power law of returns. Takeaway, a very small number of investments or business actions yield the vast majority of returns. Example, venture funds like Founders Fund experienced that Facebook's return far outweighed all other investments combined. Focus on the one bet. Takeaway, instead of diversifying broadly, invest your time and resources into the single opportunity that can produce exponential returns. Example, many VC firms eventually narrow their portfolio to one home run startup, e.g. Uber, that justifies the entire fund's value. Avoid the illusion of diversification. Takeaway, diversification can dilute focus. Instead, concentrate on a market or product that shows true, scalable promise. Example, rather than spreading resources thinly, early-stage entrepreneurs are advised to commit fully to one startup idea, just as founders of successful startups like Airbnb did. Prioritize long-term value over short-term gains. Takeaway, true value is determined by sustained future cash flows, not immediate revenue spikes. Example, despite early losses, companies like Amazon focused on building infrastructure that would yield long-term profits. Measure success by future cash flows. Takeaway, a company's present valuation should be based on its potential future earnings. Example, investors backed companies like LinkedIn despite early losses because of the promise of long-term profitability through network effects. Seek out exponential growth opportunities. Takeaway, look for markets where a small improvement can lead to disproportionately large gains. Example, Google's search algorithm, which scaled up its effectiveness exponentially, created a near monopoly in search. Recognize that every investor is also an investor in their career. Takeaway, you're investing your time and skills just like money. Choose projects that maximize long-term impact. Example, entrepreneurs who choose to work at a promising startup, like many who joined PayPal, bet on their own future success. Understand that early-stage companies are hard to value. Takeaway, in the startup world, minor early differences can eventually lead to massive disparities in outcomes. Example, two companies with similar beginnings can diverge dramatically if one leverages network effects better, as seen in the contrasting fates of early social networks. Invest in your own future by making bold, focused bets. Takeaway, rather than hedging across many options, concentrate your efforts where you have a competitive edge. Example, founders who dedicate themselves to perfecting one market segment, like how Uber initially dominated urban ride-hailing in select cities. Time and decisions follow a power law. Takeaway, some decisions or moments have far more impact than others. Identify and invest in these critical junctures. Example, the timing of Facebook's launch at Harvard, which catalyzed exponential growth, exemplifies how one pivotal moment can reshape an industry. Chapter 8, Secrets. Every great business is built on a hidden truth. Takeaway, the most valuable companies are founded on secrets, unique insights that are not widely recognized. Example, Airbnb's founders discovered the untapped potential in renting spare rooms, a secret that few believed in at first. Unearth secrets by questioning conventional wisdom. Takeaway, ask contrarian questions like, what important truth do very few people agree with you on, to reveal overlooked opportunities. Example, Thiel's own use of this question helped him identify the unique potential of companies like PayPal. Secrets provide a competitive edge. Takeaway, when an idea is secret, it gives you a head start before competitors catch on. Example, Google's PageRank was a secret algorithm that gave it a lasting advantage in search. Maintain secrecy to protect your advantage. Takeaway, not every insight should be shared broadly. Guard your secret until it can be monetized. Example, startups often share their core ideas only with trusted early employees or advisors. much like Silicon Valley's practice of signing non-disclosure agreements. Secrets exist because not everything is obvious. Takeaway: the fact that many believe all major questions have been answered is itself a secret waiting to be discovered. Example: the revolutionary vision behind Tesla's electric vehicles was not obvious until the company proved it could build high-performance EVs. Differentiate between secrets of nature and secrets about people. Takeaway: some secrets come from undiscovered scientific truths, while others arise from human behavior or market inefficiencies. Example: the success of Palantir is built on its secret about integrating disparate data sources, a secret about people's information needs. Discover secrets where others aren't looking. Takeaway: focus your research on niches or domains that others have neglected. Example: many early-stage startups began by targeting a very specific customer need that large companies overlooked. Keep your secret within a trusted inner circle. Takeaway: share your insights only with collaborators who are essential to executing your vision. Example: successful founders often reveal their secret only to a tight group of co-founders and key advisors to build a unified strategy. Believing in secrets requires courage. Takeaway: to pursue an unconventional idea, you must be prepared for skepticism and isolation. Example: many founders, like those behind SpaceX, faced public doubt but persevered because they believed in their secret vision. The process of uncovering secrets is continuous. Takeaway: even once you've found one secret, always be on the lookout for the next breakthrough insight. Example: entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley often iterate on their ideas, constantly searching for the next big thing, even after initial success. Chapter 9: Foundations. A flawed foundation dooms a startup. Takeaway: early mistakes in setting up your business structure are nearly impossible to fix later. Example: startups that suffer from early founder disputes or misaligned equity splits, as seen in many early failed ventures, illustrate this point. Choosing the right co-founders is critical. Takeaway: founders should have complementary skills and a pre-existing relationship to minimize conflicts. Example: the tight-knit team behind PayPal, who knew each other well, became known as the PayPal Mafia for their lasting success. Align ownership, possession, and control. Takeaway: clearly define who owns the company, who runs it daily, and who governs its decisions to avoid future conflicts. Example: many startups suffer when investors' control and founders' ownership clash over strategic decisions. Keep your board small and efficient. Takeaway: a small board, ideally 3 to 5 members, enables quicker decisions and better alignment. Example: early-stage companies often opt for a lean board to avoid bureaucratic gridlock, as seen in the success of companies like Facebook in its early days. Full-time commitment is essential. Takeaway: all key team members must be fully committed on the bus to ensure long-term success and alignment. Example: startups that rely on part-time or remote workers often face misalignment issues. Companies like Tesla emphasize full-time dedication from their team. Equity over high salaries. Takeaway: compensate team members with equity rather than excessive cash, aligning their interests with long-term success. Example: Aaron Levy of Box famously took a low salary to signal his commitment and align the team's incentives. Set clear roles to eliminate internal competition. Takeaway: assign each employee a unique, well-defined responsibility to reduce conflicts and maximize accountability. Example: at PayPal, each employee was given a one thing to focus on, which minimized overlap and internal rivalry. Cultural cohesion is as important as technical skill. Takeaway: a startup's culture is its foundation. Everyone should share a unified mission and work ethic. Example: the PayPal Mafia is not only noted for technical prowess, but also for a shared vision that carried them through later successes. The founding moment sets the tone for the future. Takeaway: decisions made at the very start, co-founder choice, equity split, board composition, have lasting impacts. Example: Founders who rush into partnerships without a shared history often experience breakdowns later, as seen in several high-profile startup failures. Foundations must allow for continuous reinvention. Takeaway: a solid foundation isn't static. It should enable ongoing innovation and reinvention as the company grows. Example: companies like Apple continuously refound themselves through innovation while maintaining core values set by their founders. These 30 key takeaways from chapters 7 through 9 capture Thiel's core lessons on building a company, from leveraging the power law and uncovering hidden secrets to establishing a strong, unified foundation. Real-life examples like Facebook's investment power, the PayPal mafia, Tesla's dedicated team, and Google's innovative breakthroughs illustrate how these principles have shaped some of the most